Welcome back to the Anderson plot. So this is going to be my weekly update videos of what I'm growing, what I'm not growing because it's not working out too well. Just general chit chat about my allotment. I've been going quite a lot on TikTok and Instagram, but I've decided now is the time to get back going with my YouTube channel, because this is originally where I first started before I moved over onto other platforms. So I'm back on this one now. Okay, so from when I last posted a video, I have moved allotment plots. So I was originally down the bottom of the field. I think I posted a couple of videos where I experienced some vandalism. Well, that continued, and it was getting stupid. It was getting weekly, and it was only the beginning of, I suppose, like the season, and I had glass panels pulled onto my plot, smashed. I had my trellising smashed and shed broken into. It just got to the point where, do you know what, if this is the start of the year, what is it going to be like in the middle of the summer when 6 weeks holiday kicked in? So we decided to move. It was kind of the wrong time, I suppose, to move, because we gave ourselves a small amount of time to actually be able to dig beds and get beds ready to be actually used. So moving on to this plot, it was fairly decent, actually, to be fair. It was just mainly grass, but it looked like it hadn't been dug for quite a while. The ground was solid. So we've managed to do, I suppose, half of the plot. And the back part of the plot is pretty wild, but we still managed to get going. And plus, because we had obviously double plot, the seeds that I'd grown at home were to fit that size plot. So moving on to a smaller plot, we then had to cut down on a lot of young crop, but that's fine. We gave them out. I took some to work to plant in the school garden, so it worked out okay. But since being up here, we had one bit of trouble, but it's fairly busier up here. There's more people around, and they seem to get less vandalism and break-ins, which is quite nice. So we seem quite happy up here. Even though it's busy, it's still quite quiet. I've also become a rep on my allotment field, so I attend meetings. I think they're like quarterly meetings, and I have to do plot inspections, which I've done one of them this morning with the other rep on this field, and it is quite interesting. It's quite good being nosy and going around to other people's plots and having a look. So I've picked up some ideas as well on things to do on my own plot. And then also check out the plots that are vacant or not really being used. Don't think I actually posted on YouTube in regards to the Mambachuki giant carrot competition. I won it. I won the She Grows Veg carrot competition. I think my longest one was 62 centimetres or 64 centimetres, which I'll post a picture now. So I'm growing them again this year, except I've done 2 batches, so I've got 2 big tubs now. One I planted in April, so they'll be ready around August time, and then the other barrel I did in June. I think it was June, so yeah, they'll be October time, which I thinned them out today, the April ones, and they're already doing quite well. I also won another competition. I won 2 tickets to the BBC Gardeners World Live, which was amazing. I'd never been to a garden show before, so it was my first experience, and it was amazing. I was in my element. I think I must have spent like the first half an hour, if not hour, just spinning around basically in a circle, just like, where do I go? What do I see first? So Daniel kind of had to straighten me out on that one and direct me. But I got to meet up with a couple of other social content creators, I suppose, on TikTok, who I've been, I suppose, TikTok friends with, and we've done a couple of lives together on TikTok, and it was really cool to actually meet them in person instead of just like through a screen. Also got to meet Emma as well, who I buy like pretty much 90% of my house plants from. She had a stall down there, so that's pretty cool to meet her as well in person. Who else? Oh, I got to meet Gerald. He's like an absolute legend of mine. Found him on Instagram because he grows giant big veg, so I was like, I like you. He does some brilliant videos, and he was doing a talk at the show, so I like stayed behind and got to chat with him, got a photo with him. And yeah, so very excited meeting him. He was definitely a highlight of my day there. Yeah, so really this is just my introduction to say hello, I'm back, I'm still going, just had to move in the process. And now I'm just going to give you a quick tour of my plot. It's not going to be a very long tour because it is roasting hot today, and I think I'm running out of battery to stay in this heat. So yeah, let's go check out the new plot. So this is the plot from my seat. So obviously we moved the bench up, and this is my view. Here and here are Dan's 2 trees. I actually can't remember what they are. I know one of them's a green gage, and I think the other one is a pear tree. Here is my apricot that I bought from Yew Garden. Like, it is my favourite. I'm just looking after that as if it is my baby. And then yeah, we have the raised beds. The raised beds are mainly for my carrot growing, but because we're running out of time, they ended up having other things. So we've got cabbages here that are very poorly planted, but they seem to be loving life, so we're going with that. Here is the main carrot one. So in here is basically a sea of carrots, 3 rows of carrots, and then leeks in between the 2. I've got 3 different varieties of carrots. We've got black ones, we've got the short stumpy ones, take out the bindweed, and I think just normal carrots in there. Here are the very slow growing parsnips. I think there's like a couple, but this was a bulk bag of soil we bought for the raised beds, and it's terrible. I mean, nothing is growing very well in what we used with this soil, but I say again, it's not exactly dying, so we're going with it. We've got the row of peas, and there's a caterpillar there. Ah, off you go. In this bed here, we've got beetroot, got 2 rows of chicory, the pink and the white ones. Planted a random squash there because I ran out of space and I needed to plant it somewhere, so I was like, why not? Got these 2 amaranths that are growing, and nasturtium that isn't growing, which once again confuses me. Oh. This here, Pride and Joy of Daniel's and Grace's, it's a blood orange tree, so that's another exciting one we're growing. Right. They're the 2 buckets of my giant carrots, looking beautiful. Right, in this bay here we've got the kohlrabi, which is being destroyed. Supposed to have a row of spinach there, but that doesn't seem to be taken off. Then a row of yellow beet, lettuce, got some popping corn here and a squash there, and then Swiss chard over in the corner. Once again, got 2 nasturtiums on that climbing frame, and they've not grown at all. In here we have, I think this is the baby boo pumpkins that I was hoping to kind of grow up the Jonathan, but they've been slow, with a couple of cherry tomatoes kind of drape over. The greenhouse. Alright, so this time what I decided to do with the greenhouse, because my old greenhouse was just concrete slabs across the whole lot. This time I've dug it and I've just got the pathway. It is going quite well. I have actually got a couple of tomatoes off of the chocolate cherry so far, and the melons that are growing here and in the corner there, they are also growing, because one thing I normally forget and end up killing my stuff in my greenhouse is I forget to water it. But this year Daniel invested in one of those automatic watering systems, so we've got these that go around, and he set the timer to get it watered. Solar panel system there into the watering button. Alright, in this bay here we have some celery Utah growing there, a row of tomatoes which actually look like they're starting to do something, even though they are tiny, and a couple of tomatoes there as well. Got some courgette. I think they were courgettes. What were they? Yeah, Cell Black Beauties in there. So it's very compact growing that I've done this year. These are my next competition crops that I'm growing, and I've been following other people and mine are doing terrible. So these are the mango. Hang on, let me move. These are the mango wurzels. They look like the little creature thingy off of Harry Potter, and they're a mix of, I think they're like sugar beet, but I've got one that seems to be taken off, so I'm kind of holding on to that one to do well and have a chance of winning. We've got sweet corn, another courgette. Right, this is the mixed match bed. This is where we got up to. So we've got the row of sunflowers, which these guys are meant to be the Titan, I think they are. So they're meant to be absolutely huge when they get bigger. More sweet corn, more squashes and onions. Right, potatoes. This is the bit that's just gone wild, absolutely wild. So we've got a couple of roast potatoes here, which I'm thinking I really need to check the date to see when I planted them, because I've completely forgot because how manic it went. So I need to check that, see if when they need digging up. And they're the beans. I have harvested a few beans off of them, raw beans, and then the runner beans are doing great actually, a beautiful colour. Look at them. And then at the very end, the sea of raspberries, which once again didn't get around to kind of tidying them up, so they've gone mad. So yeah, that is the quick tour of my plot, because I am cooking and I need to get home because I've got a hill to walk up and I don't fancy walking too much in that heat. And I'm slowly running out of shade under my tree. As I'm walking out, I'll do a shot of the willow tree that I've got on my plot, and it's beautiful. So we get lovely morning shade with this tree. But yeah, so I'm going to be posting these on a Tuesday. I haven't quite decided what time yet, but it'll be weekly on a Tuesday that I will post out. I'm going to get myself a little microphone so you can actually hear me properly. Fingers crossed you've heard my voice in this video. So yeah, I look forward to showcasing my allotment and the antics of an allotment, basically. Till next week.